Oh my God.
Yeah, we got 2 cats out, 2 dogs out, 2 kids out. I saw the smoke coming, we just got up fast.
The wind is a huge factor. When it's coming over that hill, I was told at the time we had about 30 mile an hour, maybe 35 mile an hour gust.
And I saw it coming over the hill, and she called 911, and they said we knew about the Coffin Road fire, and Betty says it's coming over the hill now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday evening with us. I'm Scott Stovall. We have team coverage on a major story impacting thousands of people in our area tonight. The Bofer Canyon fire tore through Kennewick this afternoon and then quickly spread deeper into Benton County. Megan Majinski is live with us in the studio with all of the most up-to-date info we have right now. Megan.
Thank you, Scott. Right now, officials have reported that the Bofer Canyon fire has destroyed 4 or 5 homes and damaged several others. 2 horses were killed and 1 person injured. Officials last reported the fire has burned around 5,000 acres. But we can tell you that the sheriff's office tells us the fire has moved further south of Findlay and is now burning away from the more populated areas in our region. The fire started around 2:45. The cause is still under investigation.
We had a fire start south of Kennewick in the brush. To my knowledge, we don't know how that fire started. That fire with the winds proceeded very, very rapidly, came south over Kennewick into the Canyon Lakes area.
Fire officials I talked to said it was really a community effort to get the fire under control in Kennewick. Neighbors I spoke with whose homes were damaged said they screwed garden hoses together to make a long hose that stretched across several properties and kept the fire away. That strong community effort is really what kept the fire from taking many more buildings than it did. Scott, back to you.
All right, Megan Majinski reporting live in the studio. Thanks, Megan. And as today's wildfires rushed towards homes, the folks living in the fire's path had only minutes to grab what they could and escape. Reporter Christopher Paulson is there live tonight to show us more. Now, Christopher, what are homeowners coming home to?
Scott, I'll tell you more about Canyon Lake in just a minute. First, I want to draw your attention to the fire continuing to burn over my shoulder. This is the front lines of the Bofer Canyon fire that is still burning. Officials are saying it is not contained yet. Luckily, there are no homes, structures, or people threatened at this time.
Just random chance. Look at that. That one's gone. That one behind, they saved it. This one could have been gone, but
Peter Ward says he and his girlfriend's family had only minutes to decide what to save as a fast-moving wildfire raced down the hill toward the house.
yeah, we got 2 cats out, 2 dogs out, 2 kids out. I saw the smoke coming, we just got up fast.
And this fire could be seen from all corners of the Tri-Cities, and many of you pointed your phones towards the smoke and flames. Cody Proctor's live in our studio with some of the most compelling video sent to us. Cody.
That's right, Scott. Many of you were on the front lines of this fire, and we really appreciate you taking the time to send us your photos and videos, especially in this kind of situation. This first video I'd like to turn to now is from Jeff Harvey. The fire started near Interstate 82 and State Route 397, a good distance from homes initially, but as this video shows you, you can see the flames starting to creep over the hillside toward the Canyon Lakes neighborhood. This next video is also from Jeff as well, too. Once we move to that, we're going to see a much wider shot of that same fire. You can just see how high and just how far the smoke plume rose above the city. Moving on to our next video, though, this is actually from viewer Brian Richards. You can see how close he was to, and how close some people were to these flames, as well as that wind absolutely blowing through that area. That was a common theme through a bunch of these videos, is that you could barely hear anything. Finally, the National Weather Service out of Pendleton tweeted out this photo tonight. This is an image of the smoke plume on their radar. There's about 28 miles between where the smoke plume is right above here and their radar system right here. Just goes to show you how big of a fire this was, that it could actually be picked up on their radar systems. Now, if you have any compelling video or pictures of today's fire or any other breaking news in your neighborhood, please continue to share those with us. You can also call us on our tip line. The number is 539-KEPR. You can also send us an email to newsroom@keepertv.com.
In other fire news, for the second time this week, firefighters from all over the Yakima Valley are working to put out a fire at Fruit Packer Supply in Yakima. Firefighters say cardboard boxes ignited at around 1:45 this morning, and it quickly spread to nearby pallets and a warehouse. The 4-alarm fire brought in crews from all the way from Ellensburg and Grandview, as well as air support to put it out. It took 10 hours for firefighters to get the flames under control. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the fire. And hundreds of people are now back in their homes in White Swan after a fire forced them out last night. Firefighters say the blaze has scorched around 1,000 acres and is around 80% contained. People in the White Swan area are still under a level 1 evacuation, which means be ready to leave at any time. While crews are making progress on the fire, firefighters say they'll be in the area for the rest of the weekend.
So we'll be out here the next couple days, due to the heavy brush, the dry weather, the winds, everything that we have that's really going against us right now with fire season. We'll have resources out here the next couple days.
Investigators are also trying to figure out how this fire started. And the Merriam fire near White Pass continues to grow, but firefighters are still making progress. The blaze has burned more than 2,200 acres. There are more than 300 people working on it. U.S. Forest Service leaders say the cooler weather over the next couple of days should help crews on the mountain, but winds up to 30 miles an hour could cause the fire to spread faster than expected. And time now to check in with storm tracker Julia Espinosa to find out if the winds are going to be calmer on our Sunday. Julia, let's hope so. Are they?
Yes. Well, Scott, good news when it comes to our wind speeds. We're actually already noticing them start to diminish here in Pasco. You're going to notice northwest winds at about 10 miles per hour. Our overnight lows are also going to be significantly cooler, especially for mountain areas. We're expected to be into the 40s, and then here for our region into the 50s.
All right. Thanks, Julia. Walla Walla County Sheriff's deputies are searching for a man who jumped into the Snake River and is now presumed drowned. Deputies say around 2:40 this afternoon, the 39-year-old man jumped from his boat into the river above Fishhook Park to get his hat. Witnesses say he wasn't wearing a life jacket and started struggling in the water. Other boaters tried to rescue the man but couldn't. Right now, it's unknown if alcohol was involved. Deputies encourage you to wear a life jacket when you're on the water. Well, new information is coming out about the man who stole a Horizon Air commuter plane and flew it around Seattle for more than an hour, then crashed. Coming up, we'll tell you who he was and hear from aviation leaders about this crazy incident. We're back in a moment.
Coming up this morning on Action News, winter storms took over the Washington area. Right now, this is a live look at what the conditions are in Richland. We have team coverage across the Columbia Basin and the Yakima Valley this morning. This is a live look at the Yakima Valley. Already cars hitting the road heading to work. We'll take a look at these road conditions as well as school closures and delays. And the man suspected of causing a woman's death in 7-car pileup appears in court for the first time. Action News has the details of his arrest coming up this morning on Action News. Good morning. I'm Julia Thatcher.
And I'm Cody Proctor.
We begin this morning with some sad news as a part of this winter storm that has hit our region. A 7-year-old girl is dead today after several car wrecks across the Columbia Basin.
Now, the single car rollover happened yesterday just before 5 p.m. on State Highway 395.
Here's what we know right now. A truck rolled onto the shoulder of the road near the Country Mercantile store. That car was being driven by 34-year-old Crystal Sullivan. And like we mentioned, we do have team coverage this morning as we continue to track this storm in our region. Here we have 2 live reporters. We have Alex Birch right now in Richland and Trish McCauley in Yakima tracking these storms. And right here, Cody Proctor has been working tirelessly in our weather center, getting us those school delays. Cody, what are we looking like right now? People are headed into work.
Well, we're still looking at some snowy conditions out there. We've been seeing some snow in the Yakima and the Tri-Cities area. We even saw that in some of our live shots this morning. The other thing we're keeping track of has been the school delays and school closures.
If you missed anything on that list or want to know if your school is on there, you can certainly check online.
And send it to us as well, too, so we can get that list updated.
Of course, and that snow is continuing to come down. It started yesterday pretty early early into the afternoon, and it's still coming down. It's threatening our roadways across the valley.
Our own Action News reporter Trisha McCauley joins us now live for that team coverage that we've been talking about. Trisha, tell us what these roads look like in Yakima this morning.
Well, Cody and Julia, it is very cold out here this morning, and the snow is still coming down, covering the roadways out here in Yakima. Crews have been plowing the streets all morning, trying to get these roads safe for drivers.
You can see those huge flakes of snow continuing to come down. I know our other reporter, Alex Birch, is live right now in Richland, and she's actually been having, some fun out there.
She has been. She's been trying to make like a snowball. I know she's going to try that right now. Let's turn it over to her since she's joining us live. And Alex, as people wake up this morning, what are the roads looking like as they head out the door?
Well, it is snowing and below freezing out here, so we wanted to conduct a little experiment. So we brought out a wet pair of jeans, and within minutes, this is what happened. Check it out. No, I'm not wearing them. They're standing up completely on their own.
Alex, at least if you're outside, at least you're having a little bit of fun. Thank you so much. Now we're going to get to our top headlines right now. Continuing coverage this morning, the man who's been accused of causing a 7-car pileup, killing one, sending 4 to the hospital, and then leaving the scene has appeared in court. The bail for 22-year-old Eduardo Lopez was set at $1 million. Troopers arrested Lopez on Sunday for suspicion of 3 felony charges: vehicular homicide, vehicular assault, and felony hit and run. The crash happened Saturday evening on I-182 between Road 68 and Road 100. According to investigators, they say that Lopez hit 44-year-old Kimberly Youngblood's Jeep, sending her flying across the median and into oncoming traffic. Youngblood's Jeep did hit several other cars across that median, and Youngblood was pronounced dead at the scene. Lopez's next court date is set for February 12th. The time is now 6:39, and still ahead on Action News, a settlement has been reached in the lawsuit filed against a Toppenish dairy. We have the details of the settlement after the break, but first, as you prepare to head out the door, Cody, we do have a quick look at these weather conditions.
Well, we're still seeing some snowy conditions out there, especially on the roads, with some slick conditions out there. We're also looking at some colder temps as our week continues. Right now in Yakima, it has been a chilly start to our Tuesday. We're sitting at 23 degrees, and in the Tri-Cities, our current temperature right now is 22 degrees.
Coming up this morning on Action News, as the nation awaits for the findings of the special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, some leaders are saying there's a possibility of jail time for the president. Hear why he could be put in the slammer after he leaves office. Plus, an early morning house party turns deadly after 3 people were shot. We'll tell you about the victims and the description of the shooter next. And when shopping for holiday gifts, you can't go wrong with a gift card. But see how the Better Business Bureau says you could be scammed before you even pay for the card. Debris was sent flying after a traffic stop turned into a high-speed chase and ended with a violent rollover. We'll tell you the reason the driver was trying to make a quick getaway. 3 inmates have now pleaded not guilty to brutally beating another inmate to death. What investigators say they need to convict these criminals. And a local gun shop says it will continue to sell long semi-automatic rifles to people under 21 despite a new law that took effect this week. Why he says he's within his legal right to do so. Winter storms have created dangerous road conditions, causing hundreds of crashes. Local police explains what it takes to be a first responder during these icy, hazardous conditions. We have team coverage today to help you prepare for your morning commute. Our Action News crews are live out in the elements to show what roads look like and what you can expect when you're heading into work. And we have a live look right now out in Pasco at a heavy police presence. What police know right now and what they want the public to be aware about as you wake up and start your day with us right here on Action News.